Wait up before you stop that music. Let's do this properly.
That's what I was waiting for.
There we go.
It's Christmas week, man.
Hey.
Let's do the breakdown again real quick. Welcome. N1MD Podcast. Kevin Hurd, Brian Sherrard here. Happy holidays.
Happy holidays, man. What's going on, Hurt?
Listen, man, finally getting that. This is different for me this year, as you know. I'm the last minute Christmas Eve, 2 days before shopper.
Okay, so you and me are in that same vein. So
yeah, again, that's for like last minute stuff. It's not like I haven't started yet. I have.
Right.
Usually, the youngest people within the household are taken care of. It's just the more difficult older people.
Yes.
That take the longest to give you some sort of semblance of what they would like. I don't know why that's a tough question to answer. Even though it's for some reason, I don't know if you get this. I never get asked that question. They just go get what they feel like.
Well, I can't really talk on that because everybody asks me the same question and I don't give my answer.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That
frustrates everybody.
Yeah, well, I mean, I've been doing the show with you for I don't know how long, so I probably understand being frustrated. Totally get it. I totally get it. I mean, let me adjust my light here because I got to actually hat on today. All right, that's a little bit better. Word up. Okay, so welcome everybody on YMB Podcast. Of course, we're here at StreamYard live on YouTube. You can like us, subscribe to us, N1MD Podcast. We're also, of course, wherever you find podcasts, we'll be N1MD Podcast, Google Podcast, iHeartRadio, Spotify, Stitcher, Spreaker apps. We're always there, of course, on your IG, Facebook, and the Twitter.
Yeah.
So we're probably breaking down every winter sport possible right now. But where would you like to start today? Since it's the giving season, I want to give you the start of the show. Where would you like to start?
You know where I want to start.
Well, we can't do the Disney stuff now.
Monday Night Football.
Oh, okay. Yes. Gosh. All right. Who played? That was the game I fell asleep on.
How could you fall asleep on that game? That was the game of the year.
First of all, I can. That's number one. It was 21-14. I was tired of seeing everybody slip that they're playing on glass. And I was just like, I'm out. I was out. I went to sleep. I woke up. It was 47-42, right?
Yeah.
And it was like after 12, and I was like, what just happened? But hey, like I said, all I care about is who won my fantasy because I have it as quarterback. But you watched the whole game. Your team was involved. Give us the breakdown of the Monday night or NFL game of the year.
It was awesome, man. It was a must win for the Ravens. First of all, because the Ravens were 7-5, and they pretty much have to win out because they have three teams in front of them. So they had to win this game, and Cleveland was 9-3 at the time. On the road at Cleveland, Baker's been playing out of his mind lately. You know, they just scored 42 points on Tennessee, who's the first place team in the AFC South. So, it was. You were just hoping, hey, I hope this team shows up and wins. I think I told you on a podcast, I was picking the Ravens to win, but I didn't really have a lot of confidence, mostly because of the defense. And, yeah, the defense did not play well. Jimmy Smith got hurt, and we had to put in some undrafted free agent corner, and after that, it was over. Because Baker played his butt off, man. I mean, he was slinging it. I think he had almost 400 yards of offense. It's crazy that touchdown had 9 rushing touchdowns and it hurt, which is the most rushing touchdowns in a game since 1922. Lamar had 2 of them. Baker had 1. I think Nick Chubb had 2, Kareem Hunt had 2, Gus Edwards had 2. It was great. 9 rushing touchdowns.
Jeez, since 1922, who was playing like the Pittsburgh Staleys? I mean, jeez.
Yeah, man.
Bulldogs. I mean, good Lord.
It was crazy.
That was like before the Ford Pass even happened.
Yeah, exactly. But it was frustrating because the Ravens had at one point they had a 2 touchdown lead. Lamar, he wasn't throwing the ball much, but he didn't have to because they were gashing the Browns in the run. I mean, if it wasn't Lamar, it was Gus Edwards. If it wasn't Gus Edwards, it was J.K. Dobbins. I mean, it was bad. They could not stop us on the run. And I'm gonna tell you something, man. Lamar, I know he's just coming back from COVID and everything, but you could tell, man, this dude looks faster. He looks quicker. I think. I mean, I know he was sick and was recovering, but maybe it did him some good just to kind of be away for a week. Maybe rest his body a little bit. Even like I said, even though I know he had COVID, and he was symptomatic. I mean, he still doesn't have taste of he doesn't have any taste, any sense of smell or taste right now. So he was symptomatic, but man, he was fast. I mean, they could not catch up to this guy. I mean, whether it was on the outside, whether it was up the middle, they could not catch this guy, man. Anyway, it was crazy because in the fourth quarter, they're up by a couple touchdowns. Lamar, nobody knows where Lamar is. Lisa Salters reports, Lamar went back in the locker room. Like, oh,
I heard about that.
We had Trace McSorley come out.
Boy, Trace, Penn State.
Yeah, and Trace actually played well, but Hollywood dropped a key third down. I mean, it was easy third down, and he had green grass in front of him, but it was a clear. I mean, Hollywood just dropped it, gave the ball back to Cleveland. Cleveland takes the lead by 1 point. Trace still in the game, converts a key 3rd and 10 pass to Willie Snead. So the Ravens are driving, and it's 3rd and 5 around the 40 or 50, I forget where, and they tried to do a run play with Trace. He slipped. I don't know what was going on with that surface. Messed up his knee. Everybody's like, oh no, who's gonna be quarterback? The punter? Because Sam Cook, he's never had an incomplete pass in his career. He's like 7 for 7 with he's 7 for 7 in his career.
People.
Yeah, so we thought Sam Cook was coming in, but here comes Lamar, man. And the crazy thing is
Pearson.
Yeah, that's funny because at the end of the day, he was like, yeah, I didn't pull a Paul Pierce. But no, it was crazy, Hurt, because that play, he comes in, it's 4th and 5. There's no one who can catch him on the outside. He's running to his right. Easy first down. And then all of a sudden he throws the ball. I'm like, yo, what is he doing? I mean, he easily had the first down running. Hollywood, wide open, touchdown. Bam. Unfortunately, Cleveland, Baker was like, I only need 47 seconds to drive down the field, tie the game up. So he did that, and then there was 1 minute and 4 seconds left. Too much time for Lamar. He drove the team in field goal range. And my man, Stone Cold, man. Good Lord.
Oh, yeah.
Tucker, 55-yard field goal in 30-degree weather, swirly winds on the open end of the stadium. He kicked it like it was nothing.
Tucker.
Yo, I mean, dude, it's crazy. It's crazy. He is so good, dude. 55 yards, Hurt, in the cold at night. Like,
what school did he come from?
What was that?
What school did he come from?
He's a Longhorn.
Oh, he went to Texas? I
Yep.
don't know.
Yep. So yeah, man, and Lamar came out, did a Superman thing, came out to save the day, and man, it was awesome. It was
to save the day.
So yeah, man, that's where I'm still. I've been watching highlights of that game all week, so it was awesome. Both quarterbacks played great. The Ravens are still the number 8 seed right now, so for the Ravens, it's real simple. The Ravens have to win out to make the playoffs. There are 3 teams in front of them: the Browns, the Colts, and the Dolphins. We have tiebreakers against the Colts because we beat them, and Cleveland because we beat them twice. If one of them teams lose and we win out, we make the playoffs. If Miami loses one more game, they make the playoffs if the Ravens win out. So the Ravens have 9 chances pretty much for other teams to lose. All they have to lose is one game. But it's not going to be that easy because yesterday Buffalo locked up the division. They killed Denver yesterday. That's not for the Ravens because Miami, I believe, plays Buffalo in week 17, so that game's pretty much going to mean nothing. Cleveland plays Pittsburgh in week 17. That game's going to win nothing.
The city loses or something, and that number 1 seed's involved, which, that would be the only reason.
Yeah.
You want to, play because, again, there's no bye weeks for any 2 seeds or anything. So, only one team will have a bye. So if I was them and I'm playing, it might be one of those things where you play them for a half and then you take them out.
Yeah.
No, if that, because you don't want them getting hurt.
Right.
So
yeah.
But it's be an exciting end of the season. I mean, obviously, as we know, since my team came from out of nowhere and they're live and kicking somehow, and 6-7, even though Dwayne Haskins is starting today due to injury to Alex Smith's what's his name? I forgot, some leg muscle, his calf. So he's out. So Dwayne Haskins will be going against Seattle today. So we'll see how it goes.
Yeah.
But the fact is that I didn't expect this team how everything started to where they are now. They've been fighting every week. That defense is no joke. Like I said, wearing Chase Young's jerseys, dude scored a touchdown. Dude's a monster.
Yeah, man. Chase Young is a freaking beast.
Monster. And it was just a joy to watch. And we're 1 game below 500, which is insane.
Yeah. 1 game below 500 in the first place.
Yeah, by ourselves.
Yeah.
It might not happen after this week. We'll see. I know the Giants have a tough game, I believe.
They play Cleveland.
So they have a tough game. In Cleveland, like you said, they have to win. Giants need to win. But the Giants went on the road and upset Seattle.
I still don't know how they did that. And we face the Giants next week at home, thank goodness. So I'm a little worried about that game too.
Yeah, so I mean, everybody's got to keep winning. The Eagles won with their new quarterback, so you never know. Everybody's still in contention in that division.
Yeah, and by the way, I did call that loss. By the way, for the Saints, that was one of my upsets. I actually got right last week.
Oh, good.
Yep.
Good. You picked it too, right?
Yeah. Yep.
Cool. Now you want to get into that real quick?
Get into what?
Last week's games, like our processes.
Let's see. Last week. Let's see. How did you do last week? By the way,
I'm about to find out. Let me see. All right. So last week I got 10. No, 10 right. And guess how many you got right?
10.
There we go. So So this is the last week of the series, actually. I forgot. I'm up by whatever it is because, you have some pluses or minuses somewhere.
Yeah.
And I missed the game this Thursday, even though we talked about it. So right now you have 3 right, I have 2 right. So,
yeah.
But last week's, let me go back to it real quick.
Last week, just a couple things that stood out. The Bills beat the Steelers. And they further cement themselves as one of the best teams in the AFC. I truly think Josh Allen is a MVP in contention for the MVP. To me, it's a 3-man race right now. Is Pat Mahomes, Aaron Rodgers, and Josh Allen. But I think Josh, you could make a really strong argument for Josh Allen, man. He is playing out of his mind, man, this year. He has gotten so much better, man, with his deep ball accuracy and his accuracy overall. And I really think Stephon Diggs has made the total difference with this guy, man.
Yeah, he loves it. He loves it in Buffalo.
Yeah. Because he knows he's getting the ball.
He's not the winner. He'll find out. But, just, right now, I'm sure he loves it. Yeah, like you said, he's getting the ball. Yeah. Josh Allen's not that far away from the season touchdown record, which is 33 by Jim Kelly.
Oh, wow. Okay. He's going to smash that, bro.
He's having that type of season.
Yeah. He had 2 rushing touchdowns yesterday. I don't know how many. He has to have like at least 10 rushing touchdowns this season. I know. I mean, he is like I said, man, if he wins MVP, I wouldn't feel.
Yeah. So let's go through these games real quick from last week. Rams over Patriots. Kind of saw that happen.
Yeah.
What I didn't see happen was Mitch Trubisky,
dude,
and the Bears going off on the Texans. Like,
wow. Crazy.
Not see that. I guess he wanted to prove why he was drafted higher. He was a little bit motivated. Bengals lost to the Cowboys. We all kind of knew that. The Broncos beat the Panthers. Whatever. Tennessee over Jacksonville. Kansas City over Miami. But we got to talk about that game for a couple minutes. What were it was 33-27 was the final score. I think it was 33-30. It was 30-10 at one point, I believe.
Yeah.
And Miami started this big comeback. All I know is next season, hopefully when everybody can go back to stadiums, I'm going down to Miami. Those fans are going to be off the chain. They have something to look forward to. I don't know if they're going to make the playoffs this season or not. Seems like they're building a little bit ahead of schedule. Like I said, I love Flores as the head coach. They were going to be outmatched this game. It doesn't surprise. It's Kansas City.
Yeah.
But, and they played tough. But again, they played New England. To me, this game against New England, how do you play against New England? I think it's in Miami, so they usually win that game anyway. But how are you going to finish? To me, it's how you finish. It's how you're going to go in the next season. So these next three games, I think, for the Miami Dolphins, they got New England, they got the Raiders on Saturday, and I think they finish off with
Buffalo.
Yeah, with Buffalo. So, we'll see.
Yeah. I mean, I think Miami, they have the toughest schedule out of all the remaining playoff contenders, but
maybe. Well, I mean, because it might be. Well, I still say Mariota is still a difficult proposition because of the injury that happened to Carr.
Wait a minute. I said Miami has the toughest schedule.
I said maybe because everybody's kind of losing around them, but then I forgot Mariota's coming in and he's the highest paid backup. So it's still going to be tough. And then week 17 may not mean anything for Buffalo.
Right.
So that's a little bit. But go ahead.
Yeah, but I was going to say, I still think they have a good shot of winning out if they get past the Patriots today. Yeah,
that's a big game. I think winning today.
The problem with Miami, though, is they're getting a little hurt, man. They're losing. They got some players hurt on defense. Their running game stinks. But I think they have enough to overcome that. I think Miami's flying high right now. I mean, I guess the loss to Kansas City was encouraging. I'm of the opinion that Kansas City was just playing with them dudes. Like Pat Mahomes, Kansas City's funny to me. Like I feel like if you look at a lot of their games and stuff this season, they're a lot closer than they really are. I truly believe. Well, first of all, I believe that offensively they can pretty much do whatever they want when they want to. I think but I think they have a tendency to coast a little bit on offense. Defense, though, sometimes they can't stop anybody. Their defense is not that great. But offensively, I truly believe like if they put their foot on the pedal, it's over. And I feel like that Miami game, because I watched the whole game, like I felt like Mahomes. Like, because they were up 31-10, and I feel like once they got up, they were just kind of chilling. Like, even the interception he threw to Xavier Howard, which is one of the greatest interceptions I've seen in my life.
That one-handed out of soup, like this Spider-Man interception, that was marvelous, man.
That was crazy. Yeah, marvelous, with the emphasis on marvel. But I believed if Mahomes just stepped into that throw a little bit more, he could have hit. You know what I mean? He could have hit Tyreek Hill with a better pass. Like
interceptions.
Yeah, and I feel like a lot. Yeah, he threw 3 interceptions. 2 of them, he was just kind of lollygagging his throws. Like I feel like, and I'm not taking any credit. Don't get me wrong. I'm not taking any credit away from the Dolphins because they played a really good defensive game against Mahomes. I mean, like you said, 3 interceptions. That's nothing to.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I don't know, man. I don't know.
I feel like this. If this was, we saw the Miami how they started last year's season, and just got the bricks beaten off of them, right? And as the season got along, they got a little bit better. This year they're over 500.
Yeah,
and so they're 3 games, and they're on the precipice of making the playoffs.
Yeah,
Kansas City's the best team in football. Period. Right. So losing to them doesn't really that doesn't account. These, like you said, these next 3 games are going to prove who you are, where you are, and why you're there.
I will say this: I came away from that game encouraged by Tua's performance.
Yeah.
Tua, I believe that Tua, he's ready for prime time. I think they're unleashing him a little bit more now. Yeah. I think they're unleashing him a little bit more, and I think the Dolphins should be encouraged by his performance. But I think they have a good shot on making the playoffs. I mean, I'm hoping and praying that they lose one of these 3 games, but I honestly think they could win out, even though they had the toughest schedule remaining out of all the playoffs.
I would like to see them in the playoffs. Of course, I'd rather see them than see you guys in the playoffs. But I mean, even though we're in different conferences, it really doesn't matter. But just to see, I don't even remember the last time Dolphins were in the playoffs. So to me, it'd be cool. I saw you guys last year.
They were in the playoffs a couple years ago.
Were they? Okay. I don't even know who their was. It Tannehill was there? I don't even know.
Yeah, they lost to Pittsburgh in the first round, if memory serves correct. Well, 2 or 3 years ago.
Yeah, well, I didn't pay. Listen, I didn't go down to a game until last year, so I didn't care what they did before then. I care what they do now, so I can go back down there and hopefully enjoy the great weather and the wonderful fans. That's all I care about.
Since about 2002, 2003, the Dolphins have been to the playoffs like 3 times. They faced the Ravens 2 of those times, and of course we beat them. And then the last time they went, like I said, I believe they faced Pittsburgh in the first round and lost.
Well, but if they make the playoffs, it'd definitely be a hard out this year. So
yeah, definitely.
All right, Minnesota, Tampa Bay. Tampa won that one, no surprises. Yeah. Arizona came over to the Garden State, beat the Giants. I mean, that's nothing there. I think I picked the Giants, but Arizona needed that game. Colts obliterated the Raiders.
They're done, by the way. The Raiders, they stink.
Oh yeah. I mean, look, John Gruden put on the wrong hat. He had on an Oakland Raiders hat.
I think he knew what he was doing.
You think so?
Yeah.
Well, I don't know if he knows what he's doing as coach. I know they fired a defensive coordinator after that last game against
the Jets.
Indy. Jets, Seahawks, of course. Well, I mean, that's a given. The Chargers are on a roll right now.
Yeah.
Actually won the last second game. The Fighting Chargers. We got Green Bay over Detroit, and we all know it's going to happen. The upset was Philly over the Saints. With Tyson, I didn't know Tyson Hill was 30 years old. I didn't know that. Yeah. Washington football team beat San Francisco at home for San Francisco in Arizona. The Bills beat the Steelers, and of course, we talk about the Ravens-Browns game. All right, so week 15, we already started off the Chargers won another game. This is, I guess, they're on the Save Anthony Lynn's job tour.
That ain't happening.
I know that's what other people are saying. But I'm hoping that they could come out and finish like 7-9 and have some kind of
I was just gonna say, by the way, they're lucky they won that game, because they did some really questionable things at the end of the game to get that game in overtime. I mean, it was ridiculous.
Yeah, but the kicker missed 2 field goals.
Yeah.
So, but they won. They won. Buffalo, as you said, obliterated the Broncos, and Green Bay kind of eked by a weird game, eked by Carolina on Saturday. So, start off with Tampa Bay, Atlanta. Who you got?
I'm taking the Falcons.
Okay, all right. Well, I'm taking Tampa Bay.
No, I'm sorry. I was looking at Tampa Bay. All
right, I'm taking Tampa Bay as well because they need this game. One of the oldest rivalries in football, Vikings-Bears. Who you got?
I'm taking the Vikings.
I'm taking the Vikings as well. Cowboys at home against the San Francisco 49ers.
San Fran all day, man.
You know who I cannot pick in this one, so I got to pick San Francisco.
Yep.
Tennessee at home against Detroit, and I think Matthew Stafford with his bruised ribs is going to be playing today. I know that means a lot to you, and that could make a difference on who you pick.
Absolutely not. We don't need. I'm not. I'm not.
I know. Indy at home, taking on Houston. Who you got?
I'm taking the Houston Texans. Man, Deshaun, I need you today, man. Deshaun needs you to come through for me.
Yeah, I'm picking Indy. I don't know. Like I said, the Texans can come out. I need Cooks to have a good game, but I'm picking Indy at home.
Yeah, here's the thing. Cooks is coming back today, as you just said, as you alluded to. Don't count Houston out today. This is a divisional matchup. I know Indy's a better team. They're getting their run game rolling right now, and Houston's defense stinks. But Houston is at home. It is a divisional game, and Deshaun still has
that Indy.
Huh?
Is that Indy?
Oh, say Indy?
Yeah.
Oh. Darn. Well, I'm still taking Houston. I need Deshaun to win this one. Hopefully he could return the favor because they were going to win that game a couple of weeks ago. So,
well, I got Colts. You got Texans. The aforementioned Miami Dolphins at home against the Patriots.
I'm taking the Dolphins.
I'm taking the Dolphins. Seattle travels over to the East Coast and takes on the Washington football team. Haskins.
Dang, I thought that game was at Seattle. Shoot.
What are you looking at, dude? Are you getting the teams inverted or something?
No, man. Oh, man. I really needed that to be a home game. Darn it.
Yes, well, it is. It's a home game for Washington.
Russell, I need you, man. Yeah, I'm taking the
be cold.
I'm taking the Seahawks, but I'm not confident at all they're going to win this game.
Well, I picked Washington. This was before Haskins is going to be in charge.
Oh, I forgot about that.
Yeah, so I'm going to stick with Washington, sure, because that's what I do. Probably the highest percentage victory total we've seen all season. Baltimore, Jacksonville. 99% of the fans have picked Baltimore for this one.
All right,
that 1% has to be Gardner Minshew's family.
All right, so here's the thing, right?
Oh,
of course, I'm picking the Ravens, but no, just hear me out real quick. I'm picking the Ravens. They should win this game, but I'm a little nervous because Gardner Minshew's coming back. James Robinson is a good running back. He's one of the top running backs in the league this year, even though he's playing for a horrible team. The Ravens have don't have a great run defense this year, so I think Jacksonville is going to put up a little bit of a fight, but I do feel like Jacksonville's defense is going to be too overwhelmed by the Ravens, by Lamar Jackson and the offense. I'm hoping that everybody our three receivers come off the COVID list. We had Hollywood, we had yeah. Now they were just close contacts, so hopefully they come off the list today. But yeah, this should be a Ravens win. But
Eric Mason was on there. Every Raven that was a Raven at one point was on that list. I was like, good Lord, who's not on that list? So Bolden was on there. I mean, you just had every Raven on that wide receiver list. So, but at least Mark Andrews is back, correct?
Yeah, he was back. Yeah, he made a huge catch.
So he's back. So that helps out Lamar. The next one, which also is a 99-1. Rams hosting the Jets. Rams.
And they're gonna get smashed.
Not even spending any time on that game. Cardinals, Eagles. Cardinals playing at home. Jalen Hurts gets his second start. Who you got? Bird versus Bird violence.
You know what? I'm changing this. I'm gonna take the Eagles.
Okay, I'm taking Arizona. If Jalen Hurts, I don't want them Philadelphia to win, but if Jalen Hurts starts his career 2-0, Wentz is in trouble. So we'll see. But I'm picking Arizona. Kansas City on the road, facing New Orleans Saints in the return of Drew Brees.
I'm taking KC.
All right, I'm taking KC as well. Michael Thomas is on IR, out for the rest of the regular season. He had a wonderful fantasy season this year. I know everyone who drafted him was very happy by all his performances that he had this season. Cleveland Browns, who this is a little iffy. I'm not sure if I agree with the percentages here. 92% are picking the Browns on the road going to face the Giants Sunday Night Football. Look at Cleveland in their back-to-back prime time games. Who you got in this one?
The Browns.
I got the Browns as well. And I need the Giants to lose too. So Pittsburgh, Monday Night Football, Cincinnati. I think we know where we're going now.
Pittsburgh, yeah.
All right. So top 5. Put up the graphic, my man's. Top 5, bottom 5 coming at you. I got 5. It's about to go and see. Got 5 on it. And you know who it's going to be. Jets. I mean, The Jets will start off this list for the rest of the year. There's no, I don't even need to explain that to anybody. But the first two teams on this list will always be the J and J's. All right, the JJ connection. Jets, Jaguars. That's good. So Jets, Jaguars, Bengals. I mean, they're 2-10-1. I like the fighting Bengals. Of course, they lost their leader for the rest of the season and Burrow. So the Bengals got to be on here. They're the third team on here. Carolina, eliminated from the playoffs, 4-10. I didn't know who this team was going to be. They've been kind of up and down all season, but they're definitely on number 4 on my list. And number 5, always going to be on here. Got to be the Dallas Cowboys. So what do you got for the top 5?
All right, we got some changes this week.
Ooh.
Coming in at number 5, and they benefited by their game yesterday. We had the Green Bay Packers.
Why is it so low?
Well, because the Saints come in at number 4.
Didn't they beat the Saints?
Maybe, but I still think
it did happen.
I still think the Saints are the better team.
All right, you say that now.
Yeah, I say that now. That's the whole point now.
There's one team who's the number 1 seed in the NFC playoff. You know who it's not? It's not New Orleans.
All right. Okay.
Talk about Aaron like that. What's wrong with you?
Anyway,
go ahead. What you got?
Coming in at number 3, I keep pushing them back. Seems like I keep pushing this team back further and further every week. The Steelers coming in at number 3. Coming in at number
so far. 2-3. Whoa. Watch out, everybody. It's like a meteor. It's coming right at you. They keep falling. 2-3, dude. Go ahead.
Next week, they could be number 4. Or they could be out the top 5. We don't know.
Dude, it's almost like college football. Can't wait to talk about that next.
But I do know this. The Bills are the number 2 team in football right now. They are just, man, they are smoking, man. And the Chiefs, number 1.
Gotta be the Chiefs. So, that's a semi-okay list. Again, I disagree with where you have.
Where should the Packers be?
Oh, Green Bay. They're the number 1 team in the NFC. Period.
What in the top 5?
They head-to-head. They should be at least number 4.
Okay.
Yeah. Or, actually, since your list is AFC dominant.
Well, they've had.
Go ahead.
I was going to say the Packers had the benefit of playing. So, you know what I mean? I think the Saints are better. I got to give the Saints a chance to see what they do against KC. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah.
Because if they beat KC, they could go for it. But because they haven't played, that's why I'm keeping them ahead of the pack.
Yeah. Yeah, because I'm a college, as everybody knows, I'm a college football guy. If you beat a team head-to-head, you had the advantage. We're going to keep you ahead in the polls. Okay?
Yeah.
That's how.
That's fair.
Yeah. Speaking of college football, we're done with the NFL, right?
Yep.
Speaking of college football, I'm not going to spend too much time. I got a little bit of an issue in the rant with the College Football Playoff Committee. It's not a big one. I just want to know whose butt you got your head up, because I'm not sure exactly what you guys are looking at. So what irked everybody knows I'm a Florida State guy. Having a bad season, and I hate the Gators. That's just a given. So the Gators lost at home to LSU, who's a 3-win team, who was garbage all season. So the Gators, who were ranked number 5? I think they were ranked number 5, just outside the top 4. Yeah, they were 5 or 6. So they lose at home to LSU. So they lose at home to LSU, even though they're still going to represent the SEC East in the championship game against Alabama, right? But they lost at home. LSU terrible. It's not the LSU last year, people. This is LSU this year. And they lost. Where do you think they fell to? If this was you, they lose the game at home. This is their second loss? This is their second loss of the season. Losing early to Texas A&M, now losing to an underwhelming LSU. They were number 6. Where do you think they fell to?
At least number 10.
At least number 10. They fell to at least number 7.
Nah, that's bull. You can't do that when you look. LSU, they stink this year. They
lost at home to LSU, and they fell down one spot staying ahead of Idle because their game was canceled due to COVID. Idle Cincinnati, who's what 8-0.
They're undefeated, right?
Again, you could.
Where's Coastal Carolina ranked this year?
13th.
Okay.
Now they were supposed to play their conference championship game against Louisiana for the Sun Belt Conference, but that game, due to COVID cases at Coastal Carolina, had to be canceled. So then they were validated as co-champions of the conference, which I got a problem with that too. I just had a problem for everything. If I beat you already, and we all know COVID's everywhere, the game's canceled due to COVID, no matter where the COVID cases are, whether it's Coastal Carolina, Louisiana, why are we co-anything? I beat you. You beat me. You didn't beat me. It's not like Clemson, Notre Dame, which happened yesterday, where it was, they faced each other twice and they split. The game didn't happen. I beat you. Why are we co-champions? But that's besides the point. I don't even have a big issue. I have an issue with the committee dropping down Florida just one spot.
Yeah, that's
I was not happy about it. So anyway, they end up, of course, losing yesterday to it was a back and forth game. I'm not saying it was very competitive. To Alabama in SEC championship game. USC, who wanted to have their name brought up, they were ranked at like number 12, lost the Pac-12 championship game Friday, so they're done. Clemson came back to avenge their loss early in the season to Notre Dame. Alabama, who's been number 1, still undefeated, stays number 1. Notre Dame was number 2, lost to number 3 Clemson. And the number 4 team was Ohio State, who had a heck of a time trying to get past Northwestern, but they did. And the only reason they did it, and wasn't because of their quarterback, because their number 8, their running back, I almost forgot his name, who set a Big Ten record for rushing yards, and I forgot it. I don't know his name. Newton, I forgot his name, but that dude rushed for 300. They couldn't stop the run. Like Northwestern tried, I think they tried to stop the run. But they did. Oh, Sermon, thank you. Trey Sermon, 29 carries, 331 yards. It was ridiculous. It was that, mind you, Northwestern had the control of this game. It was like 10-6 at halftime, but they started handing the ball off to Sermon, and that was it. I mean, that was it. That dude, again, 11.4 yards a carry. As a team, they rushed for 399 yards. Justin Fields was 12 of 27 for 2 interceptions, 114 yards. So their passing game was straight garbage. But what caused Northwestern was they had a bunch of turnovers, and they couldn't trap Trey Sermon, man. It was ridiculous. I mean, they do play them men among boys, but they were number 4, so they're going to stay in the college football playoff discussion. Now, the issue is going to be Texas A&M, who was at number 5, who their only loss was to Alabama, and Notre Dame, who just lost, who was number 2, but just lost to Clemson. So go ahead. What are you going to say?
So who's your top 4?
My top 4, as predicted, would be Alabama, Clemson, Ohio State, and Notre Dame.
So Ohio State's going to make it. They only played 6 games.
They had them in the top 4 regardless. They had them in the top 4 throughout most of the college playoffs, and they just won the Big Ten. They can't drop them. So because they won, you're not dropping them. So they're going to be in the top 4. Period. Okay. The only team that, like I said, is going to have an issue is Notre Dame. Are you going to take Notre Dame's undefeated up until this championship game? And I think it was 34-10. What was the score of that game?
They beat Clemson, man.
They beat Clemson, but that was without their Clemson, without Trevor Lawrence though, and they beat them at home without Trevor Lawrence.
Yeah, you still beat them. It's not their fault he didn't play. You got to take Notre Dame.
But Texas A&M, remember, this is, everything's SEC dominated in the world. Texas A&M's only loss was to number 1 Alabama. They won. They beat Florida. They got a good resume. But my issue is,
but Florida just lost to LSU. So
but they beat Florida. But say Alabama put 52 on them. Okay, Alabama won 52-24 that game, I believe, or something like that.
Yeah,
and Notre Dame just lost at 34-10. It's you got to have a Notre Dame at number 4.
Notre Dame,
all season.
Think about this. I mean, you Notre Dame's been undefeated all year. So you're going to penalize them for not beating Clemson twice? Nah, man. Nah, you can't do it.
That's my top 4. Hopefully that's how they have it. But I just kind of, I'm a proponent for 4 teams. I like the 4 teams, but not this year. I don't like it this year, but I also have a whole issue now with how they're projecting and doing everything. So Coastal Carolina and the Cincinnati's and stuff were low. Iowa State, who lost their championship game to Oklahoma, they were actually, due to they beat Oklahoma during the regular season. They did lose to Louisiana, like the first game of the season. But they moved them up to number 6, Iowa State. So you have Iowa State's, the Floridas, all these 2-loss teams. I think Georgia was number 10. They have like 3 losses. And there's Cincinnati sitting there at number 9, who fell back from 8 to 9 because you didn't want to drop Florida behind them. I know there's bias, and I know there's different strengths. But the BCS, or most people call it the BS system, you almost were able to give other conferences the little, as they call it, the outside the top 5 super conferences, the group of 5, a chance to maybe sneak into, not only a bowl game, but maybe like the BCS just picked the top 2. This playoffs picked the top 4. But the top 4 has been the same freaking teams every year. It's been Ohio State, it's been Clemson, and it's been Alabama. And even if Alabama's lost 1 game, they lose the last game against Auburn, if Clemson loses a game here, or if Ohio State loses a game in the Big Ten, it's always usually those 3 teams. Then you add in Oklahoma, maybe once, may add in a Washington, may add in a Notre Dame or Oregon. But the playoffs have been the same teams for like the past 4 or 5 years. I'm tired of it. I'm tired of the inherent bias. The thing that really got me was dropping Florida 1 spot for losing at home to a whack LSU team. And you're not moving Cincinnati up, who got penalized for not playing a game. In this season where, like you just said, Ohio State played 6 games. They weren't penalized. They weren't dropped out of the top 4 for not playing a week, and you vaulted somebody else ahead of them. I'm done. People were going off. They're like, why did they just drop 1 spot? How do you drop 1 spot after a loss at home to a bad team? I'm so done with this whole thing. I'm so done. And if there's any year to break tradition, break rank, this is the season. Have Coastal Carolina in there. Yes, they'll get killed by Alabama, but you know who's going to get killed by Alabama anyway? Anyone else that they play. Okay? Why not? Why not have Coastal Carolina in there? It'd be great for football. It'd be great for the fans. It'd be something different. Have the teams 1 through 8. Put in Cincinnati. Have them play Clemson. Just put in the Oklahoma because they won their conference. Go in there, mix everybody up. Do it differently for the year. Go back to whatever. This year, this is garbage. I don't even want to watch. As much as I love college football, I don't even want to watch this. I don't even want to watch this playoff. I don't. This is, again, it's not just Florida that made me angry, but it's just a whole concept of how they want to rank things, and it's an icon. I'm just done. I'm done. This is a joke, and then there's been a lot of college football analysts that are just kind of through with this whole nonsense. So we'll see, but that's my top 4.
Okay.
All right, so I got that angry time. So what they should have done before all this is get a little bit of sage and burn it before they make decisions to see who's there. Maybe it might have cleared their head a little bit. But that's what Kyrie Irving's going to do before every game this season. If the team, if they're having a away game, if the team allows him to burn sage, he wants to pay homage to his Native American heritage. So this past weekend, when they played Boston, he was burning sage before the game. How do you feel about that?
Come on, man. Here we go again with Kyrie, man. Look, see, this is the problem. If you have to burn sage, you know what I'm saying, before every game, you're mind.
Think you're doing too much at that point?
Like, if this is what you feel like you need to do, then dude, what are you doing? Like, this guy's a joke. I can't count on Kyrie. Look, man, just get out there and play ball. Okay, you don't need to worry about any pregame ritual like burning sage. Just go out there and play ball, dude. Gosh, man, this guy kills me, man. First, he comes out and he don't want to talk to the media, so he has a.
This is LeBron this season. Remember, he dissed LeBron earlier in the season,
right?
Yeah, because he didn't play with any clutch players besides KD.
Stupid, man.
Then he's not talking to the media. Now he's burning sage before the game.
I mean, what do you think about that? I just think this is so whack, man.
Well, what I think is the best comment was by Kevin Durant. When they asked him, was like, "How do you feel about your teammate burning sage?" And KD said, "He probably burned sage before he plays 2K5 on PlayStation." So, I mean, that's like he is who he is. I like everyone has a pregame ritual. This is just too much. And just like Kyrie and all his comments and how he acts, it's just too much. It's just too much. Like you said, can we just 1 year go out, play basketball, actually perform at the level you're supposed to perform at, stay healthy, and have your work on the court, say everything.
Plus, everybody knows that you don't burn sage before a game. You burn incense and give sacrifices to Jobu. I mean, just do
rum, especially rum.
Yeah. Come on, man. Everybody knows that.
But if you don't hit the curveball, you know what you gotta
say. Oh man.
Speaking of someone who needs Jobu, James Harden. Oh boy, who was out partying for a minute. Had to pass 6 straight COVID tests. This is back with Houston, but of course he wants to be traded.
It's a mess, man.
Yeah. Houston said, "Hey, we got you on a contract. We don't have to trade you, but they're expanding their." He just wanted to go to the Nets. They said, "We'll trade you to whoever we feel like it." Then it was the Sixers. Now it's whoever wants to take it. If you were trading James Harden, or not even if you were trading him, if he is to be traded, what team do you think would benefit most from having him?
Well, he's got to go to the East. I feel you can't keep him in the West. I would be interested to see what he would do on the Nets. I think that would be a car crash waiting to happen with those personalities on that team. KD, James Harden, and Kyrie. Good gracious! But honestly, no. I think Philly. I think Philly is the right spot for him.
Philly is a place where he may end up. But honestly, the place I would like for him to go, bless you, which leads directly to our next topic, I would like him to go play in Milwaukee. I would love to see. I would love to see how him and Giannis get along. I think since Doc is in Philadelphia now, that would be probably a better fit. Now, again, but I don't think Philly wants to get rid of their point guard who can't shoot, Ben. But I don't know. But it's just if he goes to a small market, since Giannis signed his Supermax recently, which everybody lauded him for, which is good for him.
Absolutely,
good for him. But they have to do something to help him out. I'm not saying you mortgage the farm and get a James Harden. But that would just be, to me, that would be the most, like you said, the Nets would be a car crash, right? So you would want to watch it due to the car crash. The Sixers seem like probably the best fit with Embiid and whoever else they got left after the trade. And Doc is there. And his old, I think Daryl Morey might be there. So to see how all of those pieces fit, but it wouldn't seem like it's combustible. I would just like to see him, Giannis, get that other superstar traded to the team, with him. I would just, because as good as Milwaukee is, they're not better than some of the other teams in the East. That would be fun. Like him on a small market team. I mean, but
Bucks aren't better than some of the other teams in the East. What other teams in the East?
Not better than Brooklyn.
Says who?
Did you not see what happened in Milwaukee last season?
See, you have too much faith in Kyrie, man.
It's not even KD's there. The Nets made the playoffs without them. They have a good team. I don't have faith in Kyrie. Come on now. I don't have faith in Kyrie, but the Bucks need a little bit more. That's all. And it would just be fun. To me, it would be a fun team to watch. I'm not a Philadelphia guy. Obviously, it's established. But him in Milwaukee would just be total fun. That would just be total fun. That would be the most fun team to me in the East to watch. And not for the train wreck reasons, but for just see how in Giannis, the superstar, how that works out.
So, okay. Well, we'll see, man. We'll see what happens. I'm really curious to see where he winds up going, but I think it's going to be a good NBA season.
It starts in 2 days.
That's crazy.
Yeah, we'll have our predictions for the NBA season next week. We need Christmas is when it starts for me, which it started 3 days before Christmas this year, so we'll see how it works out. But yeah, I can't wait. But next week I have my predictions on the Wizards, and we'll have our predictions of who we're gonna see actually end up going to the championship. Who's gonna take it?
Yeah.
So, even though everybody knows who I'm gonna pick, so that's besides the point. So Giannis signed his Supermax $5 billion deal to stay in Milwaukee. What are your feelings?
No, yeah, I mean, like we said, I think it's a good thing, man. I think it's a good thing for the league. I'm sick and tired of seeing these players leaving their smaller markets and going to bigger markets. So we'll see what he can do in Milwaukee, man. We'll see.
Yeah, I mean, it happens. It's just, what are you trying to build around him? So I guess he feels like they're trying to build around him because that's what you need to do. And in some places when people have left, those teams haven't built around other people. They just, hey, you just go ahead and do it. KD leaving Oklahoma City. Even though he was there with Westbrook, I think it was just a him and Westbrook thing. That's why he left.
Yeah.
Because him and KD was a perfect match for Oklahoma City. Like that place, but it just probably was Westbrook. And now they're in the same conference again, playing on different teams, so it's going to be fun. But Giannis staying in Milwaukee, I love it. Good for him. He's like one of those dudes like, hey, you know what? I grew up here, and this is what a place I call home, and that's good to see. So congrats on him. Like I said, I hope they do well this year. I know they're going to do well, but I hope they go further than expected. I hope they actually end up in the NBA finals this year.
Okay.
All right. So we got everything done except for our surprise segment. All the sports are done. We have no baseball news currently. The Mets haven't signed anybody to $1 billion. No one's heard from Mike Trout again. So let's start off with what we came here for, B. You want to talk about Christmas coming early? My favorite network, and soon to be yours, even if they drop stuff every week and not all at the same time. Disney Plus had a major announcement this week about everything that's coming out for the next 900 years. We're focusing on Marvel and Star Wars. Where do you want to start? I mean, if there's anything I am, I'm a Marvel Star Wars guy. I like DC. DC's has some news too. So Wonder Woman comes out on Friday.
Yeah.
I mean, where you want to start, man? Marvel, Star Wars, go.
Yeah, man. So Disney Plus, man, all right. So me, I've been a huge critic of Disney Plus. My criticism of them is that they have barely any original content. Well, other than The Mandalorian.
After a year of being there, yes.
Yeah. Okay. Well, that's about to change because Disney Plus is pretty much bringing us like 10 Star Wars series, 10 Marvel
series.
Yeah. Within the next 2 years, 2-3 years. It's insane. I mean, it's insane. They are trying to come out. I forgot what they said, like almost 100 new original programming out, I think in this year, this upcoming year. It's going to be crazy. But what we're most excited for, like Hurt said, is the Marvel and Star Wars things that are coming to Disney Plus. But before we even get there, though, let's just talk about some of the things that are coming up, some of the projects they're coming out with, which really sound good. The animation, they're coming out with a Baymax series, a Zootopia series, a Tiana series, Moana, Irajuwu, which is a Nigerian sci-fi series coming out. Lightyear, which is like an extension of the Toy Story universe with the origins of Buzz Lightyear.
Chris Evans being Buzz Lightyear as well.
Yeah, man. I mean, we're getting so much stuff, man. There's a Cars series coming out. There's a live action Pinocchio, live action Peter Pan and Wendy.
Tom Hanks as Geppetto. Done. I'm there.
Yeah. And doesn't it seem like the perfect role for him right now? I see it. I see it.
But when Tom Hanks does a movie, do you not see him as whatever it is that he's doing?
Exactly. But when you said Tom Hanks was playing Geppetto, I was like, it's perfect.
Oh, you have a dead flapping fish in there? Who's playing Tom Hanks? Oh, that's a good role. Tom Hanks. It's Tom Hanks. Oh my God. Only place I want Tom Hanks to be somehow, I would love for him to be in a Star Wars or Marvel movie. Just so I could just be, I don't care what he does. He could just be in the background, like walking through in the library somewhere, just looking at stuff. Or he could be in the Jedi Temple, just doing research, and he just sits there. It's like, Tom Hanks is a Jedi. I knew it. I don't know. I don't care. It's Tom Hanks. I don't even have a role, like a huge role. It's just one of those, not a Mace Windu, but just in the background, just wearing a robe. Like, that dude's just so cool. Like, I would just like to see him just pop up somewhere and just roll out. Wow. Just a cameo, not even a speaking part, because he's Tom Hanks.
I don't see that. Anyway.
I don't think he's going to do it. I would love for that to
happen. No, I'm good. I love Tom Hanks, but no, I don't want to see him in Star Wars. All right. Let's talk. Speak of Star Wars. Let's talk about the projects they're coming out with, man.
I can't with you. I can't. Well, yeah, go ahead.
I'm sorry, dude. I don't see Forrest Gump in the Star Wars universe.
Now he's just one character.
I'm sorry.
Characters. Now he was Geppetto. Suddenly, now he's back to Forrest.
What is he, a Jedi Master? Like, what do you see Tom Hanks doing?
In the background, I don't care. He could be the librarian at the Jedi Temple. I don't care. I
don't see it, dude.
He could just sit there and be on Mustafar. I don't care. He could be a sand person, Tatooine, whatever. He could be on Alderaan before it blew up. I don't know. Anyway, before you ruin this whole thing, let's start off with. So they're coming up with 2,047 projects between Rangers of the New Republic. We have a Ahsoka series, Lando, which could be maybe Donald Glover.
Hopefully it's Donald Glover, man.
The Obi-Wan Kenobi, which is a special event. It's probably like a one-time series, they said.
Yeah.
Andor, focus on Cassian Andor from the Rogue One.
Okay.
The Acolyte, something else called Visions, which will be a cartoon. Should be good. The Bad Batch, which I'm looking forward to. If you watch if you watch the Clone Wars cartoons, you know who the Bad Batch are. I know who they are. I can't wait for that.
Who are they?
Huh?
Who are they?
They're a bunch of clones, but like special kind of off the rocker clones. They're a special unit.
Okay.
And it'll be pretty cool. But you didn't watch any of the cartoons, did you?
No.
Yeah, so you would have to watch all the cartoons with that. Droids, which of course you know who that focuses on.
A droid story.
Yeah, it's a droid story. And a new action movie, which will be coming out, 2022, something like that? I can't remember the years.
Yeah.
But called Rogue Squadron.
Yeah, that sounds good.
By the lady who's done Wonder Woman. And the Not Named project, which will be coming out in the future for Star Wars as well. But it hasn't been named yet. But it's going to be directed by the guy who directed Thor Ragnarok.
Yeah.
So, man, oh man.
So let me be honest with you. I kind of lost my faith in Star Wars with The Rise of Skywalker. I thought that movie was awful. I thought it was total garbage. I feel like the last three.
How you really feel?
What? Look, Rise of Skywalker was garbage. I mean, let's be honest. I mean, that's truly let's call that movie what it was. I mean, it was trash. It
Man,
really
you feel that way. That's
yeah. It really was not a good movie. I was really optimistic. When these last three movies come out, but they I felt like these movies are three different visions, no cohesiveness, and the story from the last movie just didn't sit well with me at all. So I've kind of lost my faith. However, I did start watching The Mandalorian, and it kind of restored my faith in what Disney can do with Star Wars, because The Mandalorian is great. I mean, it's very well done. It's just really well done, man. And they're coming out with these stories, man, really sound interesting, and I'm gonna give it a shot. Maybe we just don't need Star Wars movies. Maybe we just need these Star Wars series. You know what I mean?
No, I'm fine if they do Star Wars movies like they did Rogue One.
Yes.
Which they did do, which is Disney did come out with that as well.
Yeah, Disney did that. Yeah.
So they can make good Star Wars movies. The problem with the other three, which I didn't mind, I was fine with those because I didn't have any expectations. I just wanted to see what would happen. It's three different directors. You can't have a trilogy and have three different directors.
No.
It's like doing a show. It's like doing this show, the NYMD podcast, and having guest hosts every week.
Yeah. Can't.
That doesn't make sense. It's going to be different visions. It's going to be driven a different way. It's going to be totally something on two opposite ends of everything, and that's exactly how it was. So that's on them to have three different people trying to do a trilogy. That's just that was dumb. But so when they do Rogue Squadron, I know that's going to be good. And plus, and who the director is, I have faith in those. I don't think we need a series of movies anymore. I don't mind the occasional boom, let's drop in on this era of Star Wars, or boom, let's drop in on this era without having to let's fall in love with three characters. You know what I'm saying? With all these characters we have to do three. I'm fine without doing three. I'm just good with the single movies. Like I said, Rogue One, every time that comes on, I have to drop what I'm doing. I'll turn to it and I have to watch it.
So good, man.
Especially at the end. Just every time Darth Vader goes off.
Yeah.
Man, hurry! I mean, just so good. So this is everything's dark. The lightsaber lights up, but now listen. That so I know what we do.
Why couldn't Rogue One have been, episode 3?
It was a singular thing, and that was the issue. Like everybody knows, I wasn't a fan of the first three. Just the Jar Jars and the extra stupid stuff that I couldn't stand. Gungans.
Attack of the Clones is still the worst. Attack of the Clones is I thought was the worst Star Wars movie, but Rise of Skywalker Attack of the Clones is still worse than Rise of Skywalker.
It's just so. Again, the fight scenes, back then were good, but we're not talking about that. We're talking about the future. So, out of all these that you may know about, because I know you're not as Star Warsy as I am, but which one do you think are you looking the most forward to?
There's no one I'm looking for. I just want to see good Star Wars. I don't care. There's not one of these. Yeah, there's not one of these. I'm like, I got to see. I just want to see good Star Wars stories.
Obi-Wan, I thought it'd be Obi-Wan.
I was going to say, it's funny. I was going to say if I were to pick one, I would say that one. But honestly, I'm not like looking forward to it. I just want to see good Star Wars stories. That's it. Like I said with The Mandalorian, it's a good story. It's well done. It's not. I don't feel like they're just throwing battle scenes and sky scenes just to throw these great epic. No, it's just telling a good story, and that's. You know what I mean? That's all. You gotta have a good story. Yeah. You have to have a good story supported by good and great characters, and that's what The Mandalorian, from what I've seen so far, does. And that's all we want to see with Star Wars. We don't want to see bad plots with overhyped CGI. No, man, just bring it back to basics. Just tell a good story with just enough CGI with compelling characters. That's it.
It's got to be Ahsoka.
Say what?
For me, it's Ahsoka.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Ahsoka's my favorite Jedi. I'm about to say she came into my life. During the cartoons. It was the cartoons to me helped me just individually. I can't speak to anybody else. It helped me bridge that gap for Anakin and how he turned. They did a better job of that to me than the movies did. Because I was just sitting here like, oh, suddenly I'm angry. Let me chop your arm off, and I'm going around killing kids. Like I can't. I couldn't wrap my hand around it. But when they did the cartoon, and it took 7 seasons of the cartoon or whatever, and it just showed you see little by little, and I was like, man. And part of that was he had a Padawan named Ahsoka, and it was just so freaking good. It was just so good, and I was like, I fell in love with Ahsoka. What happened to her? She was in another series after that, cartoon series. I read her book, the Star Wars book. I have her audio book. I can't wait. I can't wait. I know who's playing her. I can't wait for that. It's going to be great. So I'm looking for Ahsoka. But like you said, I'm going to watch all of these, especially the cartoons. The Bad Batch I'm going to watch. I'm not sure what the Acolyte is about exactly, but I'm going to watch it. Why not? Lando, I'm going to watch that. Knights of the New Republic, that's going to be awesome. That's a different era of the Jedi that we don't know about. And every single piece of it I'm looking forward to. But
Super J agrees with you with Ahsoka.
Oh yeah, Ahsoka's great. Like she's just I got her. Where is she? She's right over there. She's one of my characters over there.
No, okay.
Yeah, there's not too many double-bladed Jedi, and she's one of them.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, I love my Ahsoka. So all right. So
great job in the Clone Wars. Is that the cartoon?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. Yeah. Clone Wars. Clone Wars. Like I'm on this fan page for Star Wars, and people just start watching. They're like, "Is it good? Should we spend time?" If you for me, if you didn't really if the turn of Anakin in the movies wasn't good enough, watch this. This will help you out, and it helped me out tremendously. So it introduced new characters, the people I didn't know about, and said then the series after the Clone Wars was good. They introduced new characters there. Ahsoka was in that one, and new villains. It was really, really good. So it got me interested back in Star Wars again. It really did.
Okay.
And as you can tell, I'm still excited. I'm continuing because The Mandalorian helped too. The Mandalorian, like you said, was great. You still haven't finished season 1. Season 2 just finished this past Friday.
Which means I can watch it.
Yes, which means you could binge it since you can't ever watch anything week to week except for everything else you ever did in your life.
No.
But, that's beside the point.
If a show is on a streaming service, they need to drop all the episodes, bottom line.
They don't, because it is a service. You can stream them whenever you want.
Every other streaming service does it. Hulu, Amazon, Netflix.
Amazon? Well, I also have CBS streaming service. They don't do it that way either.
CBS, that's network. That's an extension of CBS. So that's
which I'm fine with. And Disney's an extension of Disney Channel. Okay, get over it.
No, it's not. Anyway, we got to move on, man. We got to talk about Marvel, which is what I'm more excited about. Because
you're more excited than Marvel than Star Wars?
Yes, dude. I'm in. Look, when it comes to the Marvel Cinematic Universe, like they got me. They got me. And I think what really did it for me was Spider-Man Far From Home. Like it was done. After that, I was like, it's done. I don't know what they could do to just be like, to disappoint me, man. That being said, we had some.
Say that. So don't say that.
I know, but this Marvel Cinematic Universe, man, is awesome.
Oh, yeah. Cool.
But they have some shows coming out: WandaVision, Loki, Falcon and the Winter Soldier, the What If series, Doctor Strange in the multiverse, and we even getting a Guardians of the Galaxy holiday special. Hurt
2 years. Yep.
Yeah. So that's just some of the stuff. That's just the TV stuff. We haven't even talked about like the movies they're coming out with. The Eternals coming out later this year. We're gonna get Guardians 3 in 2022. What's the other movie with Jared Leto? The vampire
Morbius?
Morbius, yes. Morbius is coming out later this year. I mean in 2021. It's just so much stuff with Marvel coming out.
They're doing Blade again too. Don't forget Blade.
Yeah.
Masahiro Ali.
Yep. Yeah. So I'm with you there, Jay. Yeah, man. I'm here for it, man. So, but I think out of all these series, I'm looking forward to the most. There's two: is WandaVision and Doctor Strange in the mysterious multiverse.
Let me ask you this though.
Say what?
So let me ask you this.
Yeah. Since
all these, are you going to watch them, or are you going to wait till the end of the season to watch every one of these?
No, I'm not watching, dude. I don't watch. No, when all of them are available, I will watch them. I'm not watching week to week. I don't do that on streaming services.
Every available episode is available. You can watch.
Yes, I like to. Yeah, my preferred method of watching episodic TV is to binge it. I don't like waiting week. You know what I mean? Like I just don't. No, this isn't like Lost, where see, it's different. Lost came on every week, but you also had like podcasts and stuff. You had people theorizing over the internet.
I missed all that part. Even though you were on podcasts, you were on all that stuff.
See, the thing with Lost was great. The show was great, but that was only 1 hour a week. I was so obsessed with that show. I listened to like numerous podcasts about like that was a part of the experience of Lost. TV's not the same for me like that anymore. I need my content. I want to be, because these shows are so good. You just want to be able to go from one show to the next, like a movie, man. So that's why I kind of wait to binge things.
So we gotta discuss all these at the end of every season.
Yeah. Well, if we were podcasting, about it. I would watch it week to week.
All right, cool. Let's go. I'm like, right. So when WandaVision starts in January, we gotta wait till you watch it in April. I'm like, dude, like I'm holding all this Mandalorian information I'm holding in, waiting for you to watch the freaking show. Anyway.
So which one? In the What If series, I'm really looking forward to that too.
That's a cartoon. That's gonna be a cartoon. It's animated, and also did they? What was it? That one, or was it the Japanese? Which one had a Japanese version? Was it Star Wars?
That was Star Wars.
Yeah, that's gonna be off the chain. That looked great.
It's a Star Wars anime.
Oh, maybe that was the Visions.
No, that wasn't Visions. That was something. It was something else.
Okay. Yeah. Which one of the Marvel ones I'm looking forward to?
Yeah.
I mean, What If? I mean, I'm an animated guy. I still watch cartoons. I'm a cartoon dude. What If? Probably number one on my list. WandaVision is going to be freaking awesome.
It looks so good.
Growing up and them as Avengers, I wasn't really into Wanda until I found out her lineage. Honestly, when I found out her lineage, because they really don't get into that at all. So hopefully they will. So I'm not gonna just blow it up for everybody. But when they get into her lineage, then that's when I caught on to her, and that's when I was like, okay, we're good. You know what I mean? But as Avengers, Vision and Wanda never did anything for me. Okay. Because I wasn't an Avengers guy. I was an X-Men guy. So, but Avengers, Cap, all the Avengers people. But this series made the Avengers so much better. They cast it correctly, had all the right movies. Everything was great. Then they threw everybody basically in the same movie. All the future Avengers were there for people who eventually became Avengers, from Spider-Mans to Captain Marvels to Black Panthers to, people who are original Avengers. So WandaVision is going to be good. Falcons, so all this is going to be good. But anything with Loki in it, because of especially with the humor, I'm going to love it.
No, it's funny because that's probably the least. I don't even know if I watch Loki. I'm not a big Loki guy at all, man.
I'm a bad guy. And even though Loki did try to redeem himself, I'm all about Loki. All about Loki. I mean, he's the god of tricksters. Got to root for Loki on that one. So, and Ironheart. I like Ironheart because I'm again not another story I'm going to ruin. It's about someone inheriting the Iron Man armor. So that'll be something cool for people to check out as well.
Okay.
But yeah, man, I can't wait. They just threw all this out in one day. I didn't know they even had an investor day. I didn't know it was just so much content that I can't wait to see week to week. I can't wait. That's going to be so beautiful. And now in HBO Max, I think now it's going to be on Roku.
Yeah, it is on Roku now. HBO Max is.
Thank goodness it was fine on my tablet. But now I can actually watch it on television.
Yep.
I'm good because then I can watch Wonder Woman 1984 coming out this Wednesday.
Yeah. So Duke has a question for you. Does this mean Loki is not dead?
I mean, he's a god. That's all I gotta say. He's a god. We'll find out when the series starts, but we don't know when the series.
This is the Loki that got away in Avengers Endgame, right?
He didn't know. He started off Avengers Endgame with Thanos choking the life out and breaking his neck.
But then when they went back in time, there was a Loki that got away from the first. Remember
that one? Yeah, I remember that one.
Yeah.
Maybe?
Yeah.
Maybe not. But like she was saying, she remembers that part. So let's not give everything away.
All right.
So we'll see. But we're finished on this for a holiday. Again, Christmas is Friday. So everybody should have at least a 3-day weekend, which is awesome. And we may even have some flurries. It may be a white Christmas.
It might be a white Christmas, man.
Because all the snow that we just had doesn't seem to be going anywhere because it's ice now.
I know.
It's ridiculous, dude. It's like a foot of ice.
It's not cool.
The roads are clear, but my sidewalk took forever.
Yeah, man. And I don't like putting salt on my sidewalk too because it rips it up. But I got to.
I get the environmentally friendly and dog friendly salt. So, because that was a big thing, it's a big dog area. I didn't want dogs having salt in there, you know what I mean? But it's environmentally and dog friendly salt. So, So I never buy the harsh, crazy stuff. But either way, yeah, it's still ice outside. Yeah. But going back to your childhood, what was your favorite Christmas toy that you asked for? Maybe you didn't think you're going to get, that you got, not video game, I mean actual play toy that you got. You're like, this is it. This is the best Christmas ever. Okay,
no problem. I have two of them. Right. I might have told you this before, but the one thing I wanted was I told you my favorite toy growing up was the Animator. It was designed by Etch-a-Sketch. It's like an electronic Etch-a-Sketch, and basically, you draw. I think it only had up to 12 frames, but you would draw each section of the animation, and then it would animate it for you at the end. So that was great. But then a couple of years later, they came out with the Animator 2000, which was an even souped-up version of the Animator. So when I got those toys, it just like blew my mind. I didn't think I was going to get them. But the other gift that I also got that I really, really wanted, that I was so happy that I got, was Casio keyboard that kind of recorded your voice and recorded the songs that you were playing and stuff like that. So the Animator 2000 and the Casio keyboard, they had like the little drum pads on there. You get the little drum pads on the keyboard. Oh man, that was great. Those were the two things that I really, really, really wanted. Didn't know if I was going to get, and I got them.
Well, mine's totally different because it has nothing to do with anything artsy, since I have no art anything in my body. No.
Yeah, I realized I didn't even think about that. Yeah, but both of those are kind of arts.
Yeah, I was like, you. I remember you telling me about the Animator, so I thought you were actually going to tell me about toys. You know what I mean? Speak and spell.
No, they are toys. They are toys.
Well, they're in a different category.
They were toys. No, they're not a different category. They were toys, man. Well, at least the Animator was. This keyboard's a little bit different.
Yeah,
But the animator was a toy. It was marketed as a toy. It was
yeah. I mean, I'm sure, but like to me, which again, I mean, I get. I'm not disagreeing with you, but I'm action figures. So those are my toys. Those are the toys I grew up with. Those are the toys. Like I said, I think I had an Etch a Sketch because I mean, every kid had an Etch a Sketch.
Everybody had an Etch a Sketch.
So had an Etch a Sketch. I didn't, which was good and it was fun. I loved it. The little, whatever. That was the hard. You had to be specific, but I mean, I'm not even going to go there because I understand how you grew up. But it's I had to be specific. But I think one of the first Christmases, I think I was in Virginia at the time, is when I got Snake Eyes, G.I. Joe. That was just so. Oh, you didn't have an essence. What? Oh, Doc, well, most kids, probably 99% of us, action sketches. But yeah, getting because, and I was so mad. Like Snake Eyes is probably the most valuable G.I. Joe you could have. So getting him at that age, wishing I kept him from that point on was awesome. And then getting the big Autobot bases. I'm talking about the big ones, was Metroplex and Trypticon. So one was, then they both turned into bases. Trypticon was a big Tyrannosaurus. I love dinosaurs, so he turned into Tyrannosaurus and then turned into a Decepticon base, and Metroplex turned into Autobot City. And they were huge. They were like up to here. So having something that big to transform, that was, and so many little pieces, man. Dude, and my parents had a thing where I could wake up, I go to bed, and whenever I woke up, I can come down and get the toys. So if it's 4 o'clock in the morning, I'm waking them bad boys up. I'm sitting there, whatever, just go until I pass out on the floor from playing so much. I just, and I know we try to do that for our kids as our kids are getting older. I think we try to relive everything through them, through their expressions. And it's awesome, but yeah, just those toys are great. And Christmas is, I know we're talking about stuff that we got, but giving, I think, for us now is the best thing.
Absolutely.
But thank you everybody for tuning in to the NYMD podcast. But I don't know, Doc, if you're still on there, what was your favorite doll that you didn't ask for that you got? If you still have time before I close out the show, maybe you could put that on there. Was it like the wrong Cabbage Patch doll or something?
Well, everybody had a Cabbage Patch, right, Doc?
Or maybe it was like she wanted a Care Bear and it was the wrong Care Bear.
I loved Care Bears, man.
That was a good cartoon.
Yeah, I loved it. The Care Bear Countdown. Come on, man.
Yeah, that was definitely a good cartoon. And then of course, everything that then came out. Now I saw a whole group of Care Bears now. I was like, where are all these Care Bears? Next thing you know, we're gonna have Teddy Ruxpin come back out.
That'd be funny.
Yeah, I don't really. What kind of answer is that? Yes, but I didn't want the Cabbage Patch. Lord have mercy. Anyway, everybody, thank you for tuning in. We're here, of course, StreamYard live on YouTube. You can like us, NYMD Podcast. Of course, you can download us and listen to us audio only. Google Podcast, iHeartRadio, Spotify, iTunes. Wherever you find podcasts, you'll find the NYMD Podcast. And, of course, on our social media, our IG, Facebook, and Twitter pages at NYMD Podcast. And iRadio was my fave. iRadio.
What's iRadio?
Yeah, I don't even know what that is. Is that even a toy? Did that exist? Maybe they only had that in the Bronx. iRadio.
Uh-huh.
So of course, she'd come up with something that no one ever heard of before. We got to Google this. Listen, you got like 10 seconds to come out because I got to close the show out. So come on, homie. What you got?
I'm trying to see what iRadio.
Yeah, what iRadio is for our part of the show. Did you find anything of iRadio?
I'm looking now.
Probably can't. Probably not. Probably something they got at Caldors.
The only thing that's coming up is iHeartRadio. I don't know.
Well, you know what? You can download us at iHeartRadio. So which is perfectly fine. If that's what that is, then that works for me too. But everybody have a safe Christmas. Please wear your masks. Enjoy. Again, always give what you can. Stay home. Try not to see people. This is a different type of year. It was a radio with a CD and cassette player.
Oh,
They come out with CDs. Like that was. Were you like grown at that point?
Yeah. What?
And see, we shouldn't even. We should not. All right. Thank you, everybody. This idea. Everybody stay safe, and we'll see you next week. And for our New Year edition. So, Merry Christmas, everybody.
Merry Christmas, y'all.